welcome back to Simply Basic Recipes. Today we're going to make some pot of gold cupcakes, which is perfect for St. Patrick's Day coming up in a couple months. You're going to need some cupcakes. You're also going to need some Airhead Extreme or any other type of rainbow candy if you can find it. This is all I could find, but they're perfect. There's like 8 feet of just little rainbows in here, and it's just a perfect little candy for these cupcakes. You're also going to need some Rolos, and you're going to need some white icing separated. You need a little bit in one bowl for the gold, and the rest of it you'll have for the grass. And I'm going to show you how to make the grass 2 different ways. You're going to make the grass with a cake tip or with sprinkles. So whichever way you like best in the video, then either get you some sprinkles or get you a 133 cake tip in a piping bag, and we'll do it that way. You're also going to need some yellow and green icing color and a Ziploc baggie. So let's go ahead and get started making them. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is color our big bowl of white icing green. Let's go ahead and put you some drops of green food coloring in there, and we'll stir that up and turn it green. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can make your grass. And the first way is with a 133 decorating tip and your piping bag with the green icing. And you can take your 133 tip, press it down almost to the bottom of the cupcake, and just come up from the top there. And you get something that looks similar to grass. So you want to go around and do this all over the cupcake if this is the way that you prefer. And if you don't have any cake decorating tips, then I will show you how you can do grass without this. Okay, this is the finished cupcake when you use the 133 decorating tip. Okay, now the next way you can do your grass, I've saved a little bit of the green frosting, and I'm just going to go over the cupcake with a butter knife with the green frosting. This doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to go over this with sprinkles. Okay, just like that. Now take your sprinkles. I've got green sprinkles here. You can get different shades of green. I chose light green because it looks more St. Patrick's Day type. So we're just going to dip the cupcake top in that pretty firmly so you can get it coated all the way around. And you see how sparkly and pretty this is? So this makes just as pretty of grass as the other. So it's up to you, whichever way that you prefer. Okay, the first thing we're going to do now that we've got the icing coloring on the cupcakes is put our rainbows on. So take a sharp knife, and we're going to go through the side of the cupcake and make a fine line slanted all the way down in there. Because these rainbows are kind of flimsy, so they'll kind of flop over if you don't put them down in the cupcake. So the next one we're going to do not all the way down here to the end like the other side. We're going to go a little bit closer to the top and slant that down in there. Just like that. Don't worry about the cupcake part because the rainbow is going to cover that up. So this is what the Twizzlers or the Airheads rainbows look like. You just pull them off and they look like this. There's 8 feet of those in there. So we are going to stick this down in the side. Pretty far down in there so it doesn't flop over. Then we're going to take this side and we're just going to stick that in there. And we have a rainbow on the cupcake. Now we're going to do the same for this cupcake, but it may be a little easier to see your mess ups on this one as opposed to the grass one. So just be careful, and we're going to go like we did with the other down the edge. Just like that. And I wet my knife just a little bit so the icing wouldn't stick to the knife. It kind of helps a little bit. So then a little bit closer to the top, we're going to do the next slit. Just like that. And pull off one of your rainbows. And press it down into the slit that you just cut. There you have it. Now the next thing we want to do is make some gold. So go ahead and put your yellow food coloring into the little bit of white icing that we put aside. Now we can take our Ziploc baggie and open that up. We're going to take our yellow frosting and put that inside the bag. And just seal that up and press it down to the corner of the bag. And we can twist that around, and we're going to cut a very, very tiny hole in the side of the bag. Now open up your Rolos, and wherever you want to place these on the cupcake is fine. There's not quite enough room on the end of the rainbow, so I'm just going to place it right here in front of it. And it'll sit on there just fine. It'll stick to the frosting. And the same with this one. We're just going to stick it right here in front of the rainbow. Press it down on there. Now the Rolo is your little pot, and the yellow frosting, we're going to pipe some little dots on top for the gold. Alright guys, these are my finished St. Patrick's Day over the rainbow pot of gold cupcakes. I hope you liked this video. Please be sure to leave a comment below and let me know which grass you like better, which cupcake you think looks better with the grass the way it is. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't already. I'll have a new video every Sunday that you can watch. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I will see you next week on Simply Basic Recipes. Thanks again. Bye.